Video Game Andrew said, hey.
One would hope. Oh man. Perfect time for my obscenity-laden confession of recent traumas. I wanted to squeeze it in, but, like, you know. Hmm. Cool.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. As you know, today we are doing a Art Collab stream with artist David Harper. How about you tell us about yourself, David Harper?
Hey, I do art. I do art on the internet. I do like tabletop adjacent stuff. I have a series of shorts where I play Dungeons and Dragons with my comment section across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And I also have a Dungeons and Dragons inspired series called Treasure Takers that comes out much less often.
That's awesome. Didn't you have a new video just come out this morning?
Yeah, that's true.
We should
I post. Yeah, go ahead.
we should totally take a look at that and show them what your show is like.
Hmm,
See here,
that would
episode
be quite
27,
generous.
right?
Yeah.
Let's play D&D together. You are Robin, goblin thief, out to retrieve a stolen dragon egg. Defying temptation, you try and lure the hobgoblins into an ambush. Your series of clever knocks and whistles draws the guards from the armory. Hackshear tells his subordinate to join them. Slowly, you lead them to the entrance where your party attacks. An initial barrage wounds all, slays one, and critically paralyzes another. This battle will soon be over. 4 more plus Hackshear are left, and now their guard is up. What do you do? Choose wisely. The most popular option gets a new video Wednesday. Let's
That frog rain is always hilarious to me.
Ew.
But yes, as you can see, this has been going on for 152 episodes. Very impressive. And you can go into the comments right now and start commenting what you would like Robin the Goblin to do in this situation. So be sure to check it out. I'll put a link to your YouTube in the chat.
Well, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
No problem. Let's see here. Robin
Anybody who
Goblin.
sees it and checks it out has until Tuesday night to vote. If only because I have to start working on it sometime.
Okay, excellent. So, we will be discussing more about your show, but for now, we should probably get started on the challenge. So today we are doing a mutual art challenge on magma. So I know I used draw pile last time, but I've seen a couple other artists using magma, so I at least want to learn it. I'm not sure which one's going to be like more popular in the long run. I can't help but feel like this is a VCR versus Betamax situation, and I can't predict the future. But since I've seen other artists using it, I'm leaning towards magma. I'm not really particularly partial to either, but if this is what people want to use, it's what we need to learn. So, well, at least I do anyway. What we're going to be doing today is a art challenge where each of us is going to be describing a video game character that the other has never seen. And then we're going to attempt to draw these characters that we've never seen before from their descriptions alone. Very challenging. Let's see if it ends up being close at all. Also, be sure to comment your guesses into the chat. If you guess right, then I'll be sure to give you 5 extra minutes on Friday. So there is a prize. So, I suppose without further ado, David, would you like to read the description for the video game character I am to draw?
Sure thing. Your description is
Desnooter said, be sure to
a
check out
young
David
woman,
Harper's Robin Goblin series.
blonde, with blue lipstick. Her hair is short and hangs over in the front just above the top of her eyes. She also wears a large collar shaped like a thick disc. The disc is yellow and reaches to just before the curve of her shoulders, lengthwise. It has a zipper-looking ring at its bottom that runs horizontally all the way around. The corners of a rectangular object that is also yellow can be seen peeking out from behind her on either side, just beyond her shoulders.
Mischief Horn just
She wears a
redeemed
blue
Phil
jumpsuit
Snoot.
that cuts off
For 5
mid-thigh
points.
on each leg and just above
Mischief Horn
the
just
chest.
redeemed Hail Hydrate.
The sleeve...
For 5 points.
I think I typed something wrong. It says the sleeve shave, but the sleeves have thick yellow cuffs around the top and bottom portions, and the sleeves themselves widen towards the bottom. There are 2 white stripes on each sleeve, just below the top cuffs. The top stripe is thin, the bottom stripe is thick. Peeking out from under these sleeves are smaller golden-colored sleeves that end just around her knuckles. She wears skates on her feet with 2 thick rims, one at the top, where the foot's going in, and then one slightly below that.
Okay, I'm just gonna get some gesture in real quick. And then, that's annoying. And then we will read the description for yours so you can get started as well. So the character that I'm going to have David draw, there's a bit of a story here. So at first, I wanted to have like some super cool, unique, monstrous creature that has like a totally bizarre body plan that's going to be impossible to describe. But then I'm like, okay, but all these characters look super cool because they're like super painted and rendered in like 3D or like paintings and airbrushes and all these other things. And David is an animator, so not really what he normally does. And I'm just like, okay, so what would David be good at that would be playing to his strengths? And I'm like, okay, what is David an expert at? And immediately it occurred to me proportion. David is an expert on proportion and always stays on model in every one of his cartoons. Did I mention that he draws these? He drew the characters for his show every night for like 100 days straight. So I was thinking, instead of doing some monstrous glistening character, why don't I go with the fantasy character for one, but not just someone boring? I want to do someone who's kind of fantasy themed, so it's like David's stuff, but different. Something different. Since David's so good at proportions, I want to see what happens if I give him a character whose proportions are completely wrong. So, with that said, are you ready for the description, David?
I am.
Would you say that is
We also have somebody who's recently joined us.
excellent? Let me take a look.
Super Johnny 91 said, "Good afternoon at Das Neuter." How's everything going with you?
Just to clarify, David, we have the TTS that I was waiting for it to go off. David can't hear the TTS, everyone. Basically, it won't go off while I'm talking because it's trying not to interrupt me. It's called a voice gate, and it seems to be working today.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going pretty good, Super Johnny. Are you excited for the collab? Like I've been saying, we're gonna draw 2 video game characters we've never seen before. Let's see here. Twitches. I'm just gonna click snooze on this. We're gonna run an ad later. Not right now. Okay, but yes, would you say that is accurate, that you would not want me to give you some slimy creature that has to be like super detailed and rendered just to look scary?
My sense of pride says no. I would have tried it, but I'm down with what you have.
Okay. Hopefully this is something that is conducive to your skills and not too out there. So here's the description for the character I am having David draw. The first thing you may notice about this pale, slender Chilean woman is her proportions. Her legs are unnervingly lengthy, and her stained, blackened feet stand digitigrade like some kind of dinosaur. Her neck is just barely too long to be that of a human, and her head bobs and swivels in jerky motions like that of a bird, until her jet-black beady eyes lock onto you. What's left of her arms resembles more of a wingspan than actual human limbs. Speaking of which, her hands and tongue are gone. I do not mean she never had them. I mean they have clearly been removed. Recently. In place of them, there is a black, inky substance leaking out of her mouth and from the wounds where her hands once stood, and the smell of paint permeates the air. Where this viscous substance oozes from her wrists, it shapes itself into new appendages that resemble something between a wing or a hand. Whatever they are, they look very sharp and move as if alive, maliciously reforming themselves as needed. She is wearing an expensive red dress, but it is torn and damaged extensively, as if she has been attacked. The hips of the dress have an elegant black feather design, and around her neck is a giant black necklace, which resembles sleek black feathers draped down her chest. Do you know who she is? If you do, comment your guesses in the chat. If anyone gets it right, I'll give you an extra 5 minutes on Friday. So, what do we think about that character?
Personally, sounds like stereotyping. It sounds like it's from a horror thing, but it could also very easily be a Dark Souls thing.
I was definitely...
I don't know.
We shall see. So those are the hints. It is either from a horror franchise or it is from Dark Souls.
I mean, those are my guesses. For all I know, it's not. You could be like, nope, there's some weird subversive indie thing it's from. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll just do my best.
We shall see. We shall see. All right, so I'm going to try to get some kind of sideways weight so it looks like she has momentum going this way with my gesture. Stupid eraser brush, get full opacity, please. There we go. I'm looking to sketch right now, not render. Honestly, I'm probably not going to be doing much rendering today. So I think first I'm going to get the body. Let me double check the description and see if there were any descriptions of the body type. Young.
That would have been a good idea.
Okay, I guess I'm going to ask you, is there a body type I should be doing for this? Or should I just wing it?
Honestly, the body type's not very extreme, so if you wing it, you're probably not going to be too far off.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So, can you tell us more about your show? How did you come up with the idea for Robin Goblin?
Um, Not super sure. I only afterwards realized, oh, I'd actually seen stuff kind of like this before. But it wasn't on my mind when I did it. I had been circling the idea of some kind of tabletop translated into like entertainment, but more literally than just like it's based on it, but like it's not gonna actually, we're not like using dice rolls or anything. And at one point, I thought, oh man, there's this way of abstractly running mazes in tabletop games that I really liked the first time I used.
Mr.
I
Hurriedly
could
just
use
redeemed
that.
VORP the
Backgrounds would be
snooze.
really easy to do
For
because it's
5
just a few
points.
variations of a maze and then you can just repeat them over. It would be super easy. Man, it'd be super cool. And then in a flurry, I did it. I got the idea like Sunday, on a Sunday evening. It was like, oh, but I got it. It'd be super cool and I absolutely have to have it for Monday, and then did it. Um, I also just like the Robin Goblin Yu-Gi-Oh card, and I was like, yeah.
Heck
I have an
yeah.
affection for fantasy thieves as well, so like that was also useful.
Fair enough. Thank you for the boop, Astrid the Ridley. Welcome in, welcome in. So, Twitch is going to yell at me if I keep putting off the ads, so we're going to run an ad for about 1 minute. And when we get back, we will continue to talk with David Harper about his show. See everyone in about a minute. And we are on break. Those of you who can hear me right now, I appreciate you for subscribing to the channel and or buying Turbo and watching my stream. What the heck?
Oh no, I don't know how to transform. It's fine. I'll be
I'm
okay.
not fully convinced there. Oh, here it is. Shift T is the transform tool.
Impossible.
It's not great.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. That's fine. That's fine. It's good. Thanks.
No problem.
How do you... let's hit it again. No. How do you get it to stop?
What do you mean stop? You mean go back to your brush tool?
Yeah. Usually I just click enter, or usually I just hit enter and it stops with the transform, but hitting enter just brings up a description of like the magma room. I'm like, this is a drawing collaboration. I'm like, yes, I understand.
Real
Never mind.
helpful.
It's okay.
Uh-huh. I believe B for brush. Also, to deselect, it's Control D, because I know on my program it's Control Alt A or something.
Another tool did the same thing. I appreciate that nonetheless. Now my newest question. Where do you lower the opacity of these things? These layers.
Let's see here. That should be...
That's off. What does this do? It's not that.
It's above it. So you click on the layer that you're going to edit, and then above, like, the layers thing, there's the layer settings, like normal, lock, and all that nonsense. And above that, below your brush settings, is opacity.
Oh, yeah, more closely. Cool, thanks.
Okay, so can you tell us the premise of your Robin Goblin series on YouTube?
It's you play as Robin, Goblin Thief, ultimately out for as much treasure as he can get, though occasionally it's a little more complicated than that. I basically have him either exploring or otherwise going through a dungeon or other type of place, a metaphorical dungeon or sometimes literal one, and there's usually a goal. Like right now, people decided to try and help this kobold that they befriended, who needs to get a stolen dragon egg back from a different monster clan. So right now, um, we're just doing that, venturing through caves, looking for leads, getting into fights, that kind of thing. There's dice rolling that I personally do, and will sometimes put in the video, but it's people seem to not. The videos seem to do worse when I put like video footage of the dice rolling. So I guess everybody's just cool with trusting me. But people vote on the different things. You come to a scenario, and I give like several options you can vote on. Though if there was a popular call for a specific course of action, I would do that instead. I mean, if it was more popular than the other stuff that I had there. Um, I will sometimes modify stuff if people have things that will lead into them. Like just this morning, I saw somebody say, hey, we have some hobgoblin hostages. We should try to use them in our efforts to draw out more of our enemies. And I was like, that's pretty cool. So that will almost certainly be incorporated into what happens next.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, would you say that? So, I would imagine since you suggest things for people to do most of the time, people would probably usually go for the suggestions, especially since they're the most obvious answers. But would you say there have been any times where the will of the people has circumvented your suggestions and everyone voted for something different?
No, you would think it's like maybe once, but not really.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But when people come up with original ideas that do not cost any resources, like, are you still stuck with the original suggestions or do you make some exceptions?
An exception if it doesn't if I think it's neat and it doesn't actually cost anything. Like there are totally times where someone will say something and I will go, well, that doesn't cost anything and also is cool, so like sure. Like I remember there was a point where there's a choice to either go across a bridge or through a garden or try to the swim up the moat of like a castle they were trying to get into, and someone said, "I think we should do the bridge thing, but we should have like other party members go first." If it's something like that, then I'll just go ahead and do it because it doesn't cost anything, and yeah, sure, that makes sense. So sometimes stuff like that happens. Uh, I just usually don't do it if it would actually use a resource because I think it's only fair that those remain votes, because maybe not everybody would be on board. Though if there are a bunch of people who've been commenting about doing something like that, then I will sometimes also make an exception, if only because I've already got like a pulse. If a bunch of people have already said we should use the torches to do X, and then it's somebody else is like we should, then like I might supersede that, but that's when I have a pretty good guess.
Okay, okay. Can you give some examples?
Um, it's been a bit since it's happened, so nothing is super coming to mind. Um, yeah, sorry, nothing super coming to mind, but I know that it's happened. I know there have been points where someone was like, "Here, we should do this," and I was like, "Well, some people have already been talking about doing that thing, so it's fine. I'll make the assumption." I
Fair
just
enough. So, can you tell us more about the ancillary and supporting characters of Robin Goblin and this world that you've created? Is it basically Faerun, or is this an original world?
it's original. I'm not super into official lore. I like some parts of it, but I'm not super into it. So yeah, it's just original, and the characters are characters that I generate with the. There's a Shadow Dark, which is a different tabletop game system that is D&D adjacent, which is what I use. And there's one of those. There's a character generator for that called Shadow Darklings. So sometimes we will end up back at an inn, and I thought it would be fun to have potential party members that you could run into. And so I will generate people through that. So they will just be people that I have generated, though sometimes they'll be people that I have a beginning idea for. Like, I have used multiple Yu-Gi-Oh cards as bases for characters that have been recruited, though none of them currently survive.
A shame, a shame. Did we ever get Celtic Guardian?
We did,
He's dead, isn't he?
yes. I'm afraid so.
That tracks, that tracks. Okay. But yes, welcome in, Coco, for Coco Picks. We are having a art collab today with David Harper. Let me make sure everyone can hear me. Yeah, they should be able to hear me. I just had a weird paranoid feeling that I had somehow forgot my microphone. But no, it's working just fine, so everyone should be able to hear me now. Well, should be able to hear me the entire time. because it's working just fine. Anyway, yes, so we're doing a collab stream today. As usual, the art request streams will resume on Friday. So now is a good time to save up your points, but also you can hang out with us as we do a drawing challenge with David Harper. I'm gonna let the TTS catch up.
Wait, I recognize this voice.
Do you? Have you?
¿Qué hay, Guido?
Excellent, excellent. Like, do you remember the previous stream we had, or have you been watching David's stuff on YouTube? Let's not overdo it on this layer. I have too many sketch layers, and David's probably already done. And now I need the description, but I'm going to let the TTS catch up while I'm rereading the description.
Coco 4 Coco Pixel prawas a different streamer with the same voice.
Oh, you thought it was another streamer? Yeah, as far as I know, David doesn't stream much. I remember he streamed like, what was that, half a year ago when he was attempting that, what was that 3D program you were trying to use called?
Fire. But I also have streamed more recently since. There was a time where I was trying to get in the habit of streaming every Friday, but I did a bad job of doing that, so at some point later.
No worries, that's what we tend to do, is stream every Friday. Are you still streaming on YouTube, or do you also stream on Twitch?
I was trying to stream on Twitch, I believe.
Okay, okay.
Because I'd like to do that more regularly at some point. Will that actually happen? I don't know. But
well, just in case
we'll
it does happen, what's the exact spelling of your Twitch channel?
honestly, I think it's just artist David Harper. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. I'm probably not gonna make a push to like
Stream
stream
Element said,
regularly
"Hey,
for a while.
You should heckin'
I
check out
have
artist David Harper, where they do art it."
backed myself up quite sufficiently with stuff that I gotta do.
I think that worked out just fine. I'm pretty sure. Let me click on it. Oh yeah, this is you. All right, the shout out worked just fine. There's a link to David's channel in case y'all want to drop a follow, in case he starts streaming again, and then you can get in on the role playing. Real quick, we have to run another ad or Twitch is going to yell at me, so I'll see everyone in about a minute. And we are on ad break. For those of you who can hear us right now, thank you for supporting the channel and or buying Turbo. Let's see here. Zipper looking ring. Just before the curve. Wait, what? That is a collar, not an actual disc. I misinterpreted that. I should get moving, because I get the feeling you're, like, probably halfway done by now. I'm just presuming, judging by your reputation. Let me check the ad. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we are back from ad break. Welcome back, everyone. So like I mentioned before, if you would like to check out David Harper in case he tries to do the live streaming thing again, that will be role-playing and art, so you can interact with him. Be sure to check out his channel. I'm going to let the TTS catch up real quick, and then we'll keep asking about the show, because there is a lot more information to find out.
Coco 4 Coco Pig said, Avon, Iwasaba Monse. They put me in a crate.
A wooden crate.
Zonstone Gazer says, person turquoise waving.
A wooden crate with other bombs. And with my other bomb brothers, we shall explode the lens between.
Okay, so we have some cool bomb stuff going on in the chat today. I'm glad everyone is bombastic as usual. And thank you for stopping in, Coco Pix. As always, we appreciate you being here, our resident coconut fox. But yeah, so I'm not sure who got the details of the challenge and who didn't, so I'm going to repeat it. What we are doing is we are drawing some video game characters we have never seen before by description alone. So I picked a video game character that I like, and I gave the description to David. David has never seen this character in his life, probably. And he is drawing her from description alone. And David picked a character that I presume he likes. I presume he doesn't just randomly hate this character and gave it to me anyway.
That would be pretty funny.
It would. But,
Not, but, yeah.
but we are going to attempt to draw this character from description alone and see how close we get. Also, keep in mind, if you guess who the character is before we reveal it at the end of the stream, then you will get 5 minutes of extra draw time on Friday.
Coco 4 Coco Pig says, anyway, as on this collab is basically an art droid or something.
You got a nice try for that. Okay, let it slip.
Snoots, I hereby send you to pun jail.
Pun jail, no! I feel like this place is the pun jail. This is the bad place. This is where you end up when you do too many bad puns. You end up on Snooter's collab stream. Not even the request stream, the collab stream, the surprise collab stream in the middle of the week. Dang it. I want to make this super, like, thick and cool looking, but it's not working. Okay, I can't spend all day on this. These challenges always remind me how slow I am, how I need to work on drawing faster.
Coco Pig said, do we get hints as the stream progresses?
Absolutely, you get hints as the stream progresses. How long has the stream gone so far? Let me check. 44 minutes. Okay, we'll give you one hint in 15 minutes at 1 hour. But we also have descriptions of the characters. So let me go ahead and paste this description into chat. because this is the description that I'm working with, and the description that we read at the beginning of the stream. Oh, I cannot post that into chat. No, I cannot. Never mind. Whoops. Oh, I have an idea. This is costing me more time, and I'm falling further down, but I'm going to post the descriptions in the announcements channel in the Discord, and that way everyone can check it out. Just give me a minute to write up an announcement for it. Also, there's a cat laying on me who makes things just so much easier with all his gigantic cat flab.
As cats are want to do.
Uh-huh. What the heck? I tried to post a freaking screen cap. Are you kidding me? No. Grab the text, copy. Then let's grab the text for the character I'm drawing, or the character you're drawing.
Jack Thelegend Shoutman just redeemed BOOP to Snoot.
Thank you
For
for
5 points.
Thank you for the boop, Jack the Legend Shoutman. And thank you for supporting the channel. As you can see, we are doing an art challenge today.
Jack Thelegend Shoutman said, hello.
Okay, that is going to put me significantly behind, so I gotta try to catch up. Pull this description back up. And there we go. But yes, so what's going on today is we are drawing video game characters blind from description alone. I have described a video game character to David that he is attempting to draw. Let me move the screen over there. And has gotten quite a long ways into. Well, I have a character over here that I am not that far along with. So I am trying to catch up. That also has a description. I am posting both of the descriptions in the announcements channel in the Discord. Let me go ahead and give everyone the Discord link again. And if you guess who the character is, you will get an extra 5 minutes If you guess who the character is before we run out of time, then...
Coco for Coco Pick said, and this is a video game character.
Yes, these are both video game characters. Yellow, it reaches zipper, corners, object. Blue jumpsuit that cuts off mid-thigh on each leg and just above her chest. Got it.
Sorry to tell you, Snoots.
But who it is already.
Join us on Discord for discussion, art sharing, WIP updates, and announcements about the upcoming streaming schedule.
Is someone talking in the background on your end, David?
Yeah, they
https://discord.gg/xqd4pbum.
to
Desnooter says,
press to talk, so I can start sharing things and forgetting that I'm holding the button.
https://discord.gg/rg4fzb.
I'm outside my niche is really the problem here.
Really? Explain.
I'm usually a push to
To
talker.
make it fair, though, I'm going to let other
So,
folks
so
get a
clearly,
chance.
it'll be better. See, I'm going to drop all the gems. I'm going to realize that I wasn't holding the button, and then I'm going to say something more simplified.
Since my request is about almost done anyway.
We're back to our schedule.
That's fair, that's fair. Although those flowers might be a little complicated, but I agree. The background got done a lot faster than I thought it would. Once I started rendering it. Yeah, we're pretty much done with the sketches on the background for your request, Coco. This needs to be a bit less. Stand to be a bit more. Okay, so which character do you think you know the identity of, Coco?
Zon Stony Gazer said, is it a killer clown from outer space?
Killer clown from outer space. I'm guessing you're guessing that is the identity of this character over here? I'm afraid not. It is not a killer clown from outer space. And at least I presume that the character that David gave me is not a killer clown from outer space. Is that correct?
I already did it. No, they are not.
Coco for Cocopic said,
Though Killer
the one
Clown
you're
is
drawing.
Stonegazer's guess. Is it not Coco who said that they believe they know?
Yeah, but Coco is giving other people a chance to guess.
I missed that. How sportsmanlike.
Very sports. But... So, David, I did my best to pick a character that you would not know, and at least not be able to recognize by name. But do you have any ideas on who this is? Did I mess up?
No. I said earlier, I think that I assume it's either a horror thing or something from Dark Souls, and sometimes those have overlap. So
Jack
if I really had to
Pelican
guess,
Shoutman
I'm
said,
sure I
don't
would
think
guess
it's a
that
killer
it's some
clown
kind
from outer
of
space I seen they look like at Coco for
Dark
Cocopics.
Souls enemy, perhaps, would be my guess, but I have no idea.
You know, the way you have portrayed this character looks a lot like one of the characters I was considering looking at, and it is like peculiar how you made it look so much like that one character, and I strongly considered choosing that character instead of this one, but it's just very curious that aspects of her are showing up in this one.
Yeah, go figure.
Yeah. Alright, I may have missed a couple things that people said because David can't actually hear the TTS, so he doesn't know when it's talking. Also, the voice gate doesn't apply to him, so we're just gonna have to figure that out.
I can visually see the chat, though.
Coca for Kakapik Said. Jack the Legend Showman, I think you mean to replete a chain and not me.
You know you don't need to at folks anymore, right?
I did not know that. Just...
Jack the Legend Shoutman said, "Is that a chain neck?"
I believe it's a zipper neck. I was having a hard time understanding what it was David was trying to describe, because, okay, so the description, you can read it yourself in the Discord in the announcements section, but it says, she also wears a large collar shaped like a thick disc. It's yellow and reaches just before the curve of her shoulders. It has a zipper-looking ring around its bottom that runs horizontally around. That sentence there I do not understand at all, so I just did my own interpretation of what I think that means and what I think that looks like. And maybe it'll be close, and maybe it won't, and maybe it just looks cool.
I mean, I'm doing the same, so you're in good company.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. But yes, we have someone who thinks they know what it is. For one of them, let's go over to the one that David is working on and look at it again. Do we have any ideas on who this character could be? Also, be sure to check out the description in the announcements channel on the Discord, and that'll give you lots of hints. Okay, so wears blue jumpsuit that cuts off mid-thigh on each leg and just above her chest. That's interesting. Usually jumpsuits are like long sleeve, but this sounds, since it cuts off above her chest, that would make it sleeveless. Sleeve, shave. The sleeves have yellow cuffs around the top and bottom. Wait, but if it cuts off at the chest, how are there also sleeves?
This is a question that I myself wondered.
Okay.
There may be some
Coco
artistic.
for
It is a video
Cocopic
game.
said,
There may be some
"I
artistic
think the one
representation going
David
on.
is doing is not a Nintendo
Is the only defense I
branded
have
character.
in this case.
Zon Stony Gazer said, "The one on the right looks like a harpy."
Ah, that is a good guess, Zan. It does kind of look like a harpy. I bet that the design was based on some of that kind of mythology. The one David is doing is not a Nintendo branded character. Yes, that is a very good guess, Coco. That it is probably not a Nintendo branded character. Okay, I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do for the quotes. So let me just read their description one more time. But we're going to run an ad real quick. I'll see everyone in like 60 seconds. Give me time to read this again. All right, we are on ad break. Thank you to my subscribers for supporting the channel. And my mod for helping it run. Appreciated as always. Sleeves have thick yellow cuffs around the top and bottom, widening at the bottom. Okay. Okay, these sleeves are extremely complicated. I'm going to try to start at the top. Thick yellow cuffs. Got it. Like, I have a couple ideas on who this could be, or at least I would, but this is a young woman, and like both of the characters I'm thinking who wear like this exact same thing, I'm pretty sure are guys. Like, I know in anime games they look like girls, but like, I don't know. I don't want to throw out too many guesses in case I get it right. But this kind of, okay, I'll throw out one guess. Like, I know this probably isn't right because obviously he's a dude, but this character design kind of reminds me of Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
You know, it's kind of interesting that you say that, but interesting to me. I kind of feel what you're saying.
Yeah. I'm gonna look something up real quick. Just make sure I'm not right.
I mean, you aren't.
Okay.
But like, I feel it in vibes. Like, you know, I understand why you say that.
Okay, the other character I was thinking this sounds like is the protagonist of, I've never played this game, but I saw it all the time back in the day. The protagonist of, The World Ends With You.
Right. I also feel that.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, let me get back to my color. Let me get back to my clothes layer. Do these strange disembodied sleeves. We should not go down that far. Should probably.
Coco4 Coco Pig said, well, because of the collar description, some peeps might think it's the cutout lady from a TLYS.
I didn't understand that at all. Well, because of the color description, some peeps might think it's Goat Lady from Atlas. Oh my god, yeah, that is actually a very good point. Oh, why don't I remember her name? I love Atlas. I should remember her name. What is wrong with me? Let me see here. Goat Lady Atlas.
Jack Theligent Shoutman said, it could be Atlas.
What is her name? Angela. Her name's Angela. Okay. And what does she have? Oh, she has a bell. She has a blue collar with a bell on it. Okay, yeah, I do see how this could kind of have those vibes. I mean, I didn't draw her very voluptuously, but from the description, you know, it could be... I could see how it kind of reads as the goat lady from Angela from Atlas. But I used to have all the characters in Atlas memorized. I mean, you know, all 3 of them. But there's only 3 of them. Yeah, also I hear the update for Atlas came out. I'm very excited about it, and I kind of want to go back and play it. But we shall see if I have time, because I am going to be very busy this week, because I bit off way more than I can chew. with the recent art fight attack, and like I'm doing a full render and I'm just like, I really should have done this as a line art. Well, not a line art, but you know, as a let me rephrase that. I should not have done this as a lineless render. I should have done a lined render, so like cartoon style.
That's insanity. Going lineless or like some fun thing? Like, what are you doing?
I know, right? I know, right? It's almost like I was just excited about drawing the character or something. Okay, and there needs to be a cuff down here.
Truly a wonderful and dangerous place to be.
I know. Yeah, no, the character I chose to revenge on Art Fight, like, you know me, I like dinosaurs, I like spooky shoot. And so it was both a pumpkin creature and a dinosaur. It's technically not a dinosaur. It's this creature from Spore that looks like a dinosaur. But I'm like, that is both of my things, so I'm gonna try extra hard on it, and I am so regretting going lineless on it because it has saturated colors because it's kind of a cartoon character, a pumpkin cartoon character, and then when I'm, you know, color picking from the cartoon character and then trying to translate it into painting, it's like, ooh, that doesn't look right. I really should have done this as a cartoon. But it's too late now, and I'm gonna have to make it work.
Coco 4 Coco Pig said 3.
If you count shop NPCs, there's at least 16 characters in Atlas.
Well, I mean, there might be now, but...
Avelis didn't come from Spore, though. IDK of Ellie lore so unsure.
Huh. I wouldn't know where Avali's come from either. Okay, we got those sleeves, and we're just gonna have this one go back here and not come forward because I don't feel like drawing that hand. And hopefully it doesn't look, I don't know, disembodied or something. Oh god, freaking knee looks like it's dislocated, but we're just gonna ignore that.
Zon Stony Gazer said, at Coco 4 Coco Pix I think they're from Stellaris.
Stellaris. Interesting. You think the character on the left is from Stellaris or the character on the right?
Coco Ford Coco Pick said, NVM I did a Google lookup.
Oh, you didn't have it then. You didn't have it.
They did apparently come from Spore.
Oh, never mind. So you still know who the character is. You just... The Avalis did come from Spore. That makes sense. That makes sense. Alright, so the hair has those irritating ribbon things that are super fluffing hard to draw in anime hair. I do need to go back to the clothes layer real quick because I forgot the dang skates.
They originated from the Lubati.
Really? Okay, and are the Lubati a race or an enemy that shows up by default in the Spore game?
I never played Spore so ick.
Fair enough, fair enough. I remember when Spore came out, a certain friend of ours was super into it. I don't want to say any people's names on stream, of course, but you know our friend that had that Teen Magma car?
I'm not recalling. One of our friends had a Team Magma car.
Yeah, never drove
You
it,
mean like a
just let it.
sticker on it?
No, I mean, it was a bug like a Volkswagen that was Team Magma colored that he never drove, and the gas fermented in it because it just sat there.
I see. Wild.
Uh-huh. So, dang it, I cannot get this ellipse right. Do you know, did you take much time learning or studying ellipses while you were in art college?
No.
Dang.
It was kind of like a boot camp situation because it was one of those for-profit schools where they're like, we're gonna get you through super quickly. And so each class was really a race against time as teachers who were for the most part well-meaning were like, okay, I'm gonna try to condense what I have, but also give you hopefully a better than nothing like education, good as we can in 11 weeks, because 11 weeks were the like amounts of time that we had like per they didn't have semesters, they had quarters, I think it was. So like we didn't go that slow, and there wasn't like in-depth shape training.
Dang, no in-depth shape training? That feels so important
No.
to leave out, you know?
Eh,
Like the
they did their
fundamentals.
they did their best with the time that they had. Also, I mean, I want to say in theory you weren't supposed to be there if you were just starting to learn how to draw. In fact, I'm pretty sure like you weren't supposed to be there if you were like, I'm going from square one. Though there was one dude who was going from square like 0.5. And like, I'm not exactly sure what his story was. I got scraps and pieces. You could always tell his work because his work looked way way less.
Developed?
It didn't look as good as everybody else's. It didn't look as developed. It looked like someone who had only
Yes.
recently started drawing, which is fine, but everybody else who was there had not just started drawing. Even myself, who I considered not very good, I'd still been doing it for a while. So it's like, this is all right, man, for like where you're at, but like it's not great by comparison. I think that he had originally intended to be in the game design track and got shunted over to the animation track for reasons that I never heard and don't understand. So that may have been part of it.
That's fair, that's fair. Would you say, what was the most important thing you did learn at your program?
Man, it's really hard to narrow down. So
Really? So there were a bunch
instead of
of really good things that you learned?
yeah, I would say that despite it being a for-profit school and despite other all the baggage that comes with that, it is an experience that not only I found incredibly valuable, but single-handedly changed my life for the better. It just didn't make me
Wow.
any money, you know. But that's how it goes. Oh, it set you up with a good career and now you're making money? No, not at all. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. It is really important. Instead of circling the drain on, oh, I learned so much, I'm just going to pick the first thing that comes to my mind, and that is the value of resolving a piece. There was a teacher who once talked, the class wasn't all about this, but there was a point where there was a teacher talking about resolving a piece, which was basically getting it to the point where it is done, if not the way that you would like. And I think about that so often, resolving it, getting something up. I think if you wanted to be more business-like, you would talk about getting something to a shippable state, even though that's totally not the guy he was, but I think it more accurately portrays what I took away from it. When you're in an entrenched project or whatever, or you're just starting to spin your wheels and you're losing energy, it's a good moment to try to resolve what you're doing and tie it up and then go, all right, here we are.
Oh, that's pretty deep. Just a second. Let me check the chat. Okay. Nothing in chat to keep up with yet. But the truth is, I say something similar to people all the time, but, they get mad at me when I say it. So, when I was a kid, bit of a story behind this, I used to watch the Star Wars Special Editions, the VHS box set. And I loved the heck out of these. And everyone is mad at me for loving the heck out of those special editions. Because apparently we're not allowed to. But anyway, point is, during their little making of documentary at the beginning, so the most hated Star Wars media out there, and the most hated part of the most hated Star Wars media, the making of for the special editions. What they said was, there's some famous filmmaker who once said, films are never completed, they are only abandoned. And I'm like, that's true with not just films, but, drawings, paintings, and all of that. There is always, and there will always be something you can do on your painting to make it better. You could spend the rest of your life finding improvements to fix with it and be improving it forever. But then you'll only have one drawing, and for starters, you'll only have one drawing, and B, you won't be learning very well as you would have if you've been drawing new things each time. So it's like, you have to choose at a certain point when it is time to abandon it. And I feel like a lot of people, another good phrase that you're told a lot in the art world is, kill your darlings. And a lot of people get attached to their darlings and aren't willing to release it until it's perfect. And that just isn't good for growth, it's not good for growth. And the things that you'll make later, because you abandoned your earlier projects, are going to be much better if you, learn to let go. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
The saying, I thought that saying was a very common saying about art. Though I would like to also throw in there that I do think that another danger of working too long on something is, I believe there's definitely a threshold wherein artists will ruin the thing that they are working on because you've messed with it too much. And I especially bring this up because you were talking about George Lucas.
Yeah, I'm just like, speaking of George Lucas.
I will not begrudge you your love of the special editions, but I will say that, he's pretty famous for messing with stuff after the fact. She's human garbage, but J.K. Rowling adding extra stuff after the fact.
Yeah.
It's like, come
Another
on,
great
stop
example.
it. Don't do it. If you mess with stuff forever, you will eventually reach a horizon where, you should have stopped, but you kept going.
For real, for real. Those are very good examples. Sometimes it's best to just let your darling die. It had a good life. Move on, create the next thing.
Well, killing your darling isn't the same as, knowing when to stop.
I suppose. What, in your opinion, would you say would be the differences?
I think of the difference being there's specific aspects of something that you want in there that don't work with it necessarily or like at all. Like you see all the time in like documentaries about like games and the creation of games. Oh, there was this one feature that somebody really wanted in there, but it messed with the rest of it. But they thought it was so cool and they really wanted it, but like we didn't do it. Or maybe sometimes we did do it and it messed with everything just like we knew it would. You know, I would call it like that. Sometimes you want things that mess with the overall picture and would drag it down. I want Treasure Takers to be about room by room dungeon crawling, but I don't know, maybe one day I'm like, and I'm really excited about like showing if I was like, oh, I want to do that, but I also want to have
Coco for
I also want to
Cocopic
have checking a
said,
room to
Hunt
take 10
time
minutes because 10
BTW.
minutes are like the dungeon crawling rounds from like the classic rules. That'd be so cool if I was gung ho on that and I had another person on the project who was like, hey, that's really bad for pacing and entertainment.
Why
It's a really
is
bad
my
idea.
mobile
Don't do it.
keyboard
And I was like, but
auto-correcting
I really
hint
like
to
it
hunt?
though. I would call that a killing your darling situation. Hey, this one thing you're really into is going to throw everything else off or create new problems. Don't do it. Versus working on something too long to the point where you overproduce it or whatever is simply that. Working on it so long that you're like, all right, now you've gone too far. You've had too many ideas. They start, you know, you start shifting where you want to go and you want to do stuff. It was already good enough when Han shot first. We don't need to go back. Well, what if he didn't though? Well, what if he didn't shoot first and the other guy also said McClunky first? Like it's like we're reaching overdevelopment territory. It's already good as it was. Don't worry about it. I'll buy the first bit about, well, I actually wanted him to give him an excuse to shoot him first. That sounds artistic enough. I'll buy that, but like, stop. It's okay. It's fine. Gotta move on.
Yeah. Like, I hardly even noticed that, like, that scene's just so fast that, like, I couldn't even tell what was going on. Then again, I say it was so fast I couldn't tell what was going on, but, like, let's face it, in the special edition, it's so dumb that you can't tell what happened. Like, that is one of the special edition edits that even as a kid I didn't understand it, and as an adult I didn't like it.
It definitely
Carol
stands out much more
2425 said,
if
"Pow.
like it definitely stands out once more once you've heard much more
How
once
die
you've heard
y'all?"
someone complain about it.
Howdy everyone. So I gotta stop you real quick. We got some stuff going on in the chat, and we need to run another ad or Twitch is gonna yell at me. Well, welcome in for Alligator. So good to see you. As you can see, we are doing a collaboration, and we are drawing two different characters right now, and I am working with artist David Harper. So we are drawing video game characters blind. So we have never seen these video game characters in our lives before, probably. And we are drawing them from description alone. Holy fluff, you are putting so much detail on those wings.
It's going to get much less, don't worry about it.
Seems fun and
Okay, okay.
I mean, it depends on my time, but like the sketch is optimistic. The sketch is blue sky. We'll see how it actually turns out.
For real, for real. I mean, we are at an hour and a half, so we don't have all the time in the world. Wait, why does it still say incoming ad break, but it doesn't let me press the ad button? I don't understand. That is so weird. Yeah, it's pretty fun, for Alligator. So, but you all can get involved and try to guess who these characters are. If you want to check the Discord, we actually have the description for these characters that David and I are working with in the announcement channel. And that's the description we've been using to create these whole characters. And if you can figure out who the original character is, you will win 5 minutes of extra draw time on Friday. But speaking of which, there's going to be a hint, and I think I'm going to drop the hint in about 2 minutes because Twitch is threatening to run an ad break, and I don't know what to do about it because I can't make it run the ad break. Let's see what happens if I refresh the page.
In all honesty, I'd want to do that too at some point if there's a community magma board.
Oh, that might be pretty fun. I might have to see what I can look into. Here we go.
I don't see ads and I'm not even subbed.
Oh, I was trying to get my ad button to work because it's doing the incoming ad break thing where it's gonna force an ad in 1 minute and 14 seconds right now. So normally to get it to not do that and fluff right the heck off, I press the 60-second ad button, but I didn't have my 60-second ad button, so it was threatening me with a forced ad and not giving me my voluntary ad. So I refreshed the page, I have my voluntary ad back. I'll see everyone in 60 seconds, and then we're going to drop a hint. Remember, if you guess correctly, then you get an extra 5 minutes. So be sure to check out the descriptions in the Discord, check out what we're drawing here, and check out that hint in 60 seconds. Okay, we are successfully running an ad right now. Thank you to the subscribers who can hear me. And I'm going to keep drawing until this ad is done. And then, I hope you're ready to drop a hint, David.
Coco 4 Coco Picks just redeemed Hail Hydrate. For 5 points. Coco 4 Coco Picks just redeemed BOOP to Snoot. For 5 points.
And we have a Hail Hydrate that we need to do when we come back from ad break. Which means I am not going to be able to work on this hair for very long. About 20 seconds. Then I have to do a hydrate. And we have to start dropping hints. Are you ready for that?
Sure.
Okay. And we are back from ad break. I got a Hail Hydrate. Let me grab my water jug. Give my water jug a shake. And open up my water jug. There we go.
Feraligator 2425 said, Big Sippy.
Oh. Nice, it lets me rotate. Did it rotate yours as well?
No, it did not.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I'm impressed.
Yeah, for real, for real. I remember you commenting how Drawpile didn't have that, so it sounds like Magma's already doing better. What the heck layer am I on? There we go.
I like it.
I also just really like this brush that I'm using. I was using it for rendering last time that I was drawing with people on Magma. And like, it was so nice. What the heck layer is this? No! Hide the layer, Kronk. Wrong layer. We need to give hints. Right, so the hint for the character that David is drawing that I described was, let me see here.
Feraligator 2425 said, NOOO. Broth air.
The hint would be, so, as it says in the description, she smells like paint. This character is, or I guess I should say, was an artist. A very prolific artist who had very had deep and meaningful pieces, had deep and meaningful art pieces that broached a bunch of controversial topics. So she was a very controversial artist. I dare say may have made some enemies. And she was from Chile. So a controversial artist from Chile made some enemies.
It's Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, clearly. Leonardo da Vinci from Chile. But, that'll be the hint for now. We'll be giving you another hint. We only have an hour and a half left, probably. So I'm going to...
Maybe it's somebody from Dante's Inferno.
Oh, that was a fun game.
Maybe. I did not play it, but somebody I watched did like a huge video on it. A huge passionate video on it. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool.
I totally played it, and I totally loved it. Like, it was kind of short, but God, it was just such a fun little romp, you know? I do not need to do this on this layer.
This person seems to agree, but also talks. They like analyze the game, but they also talk about the actual like poem and shit, as well as some other material. It's very cool. If you're into that type of video, I can easily link you to it later. The YouTuber is someone called Mert KK.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to move on to the line layer, but brushes, no, general, normal ink. Let's go with the soft ink brush. Stabilizer's fine, hardness is fine, the rest of it's fine. I'm going to attempt to start lining. Let's see how long that lasts before I have to go back to my sketch layer. Okay, so whoa, what the heck? Why is it so pixelated? We dial the hardness way down.
I don't know.
The stabilizer needs to go way up. Okay, that was weird. Tempted to use the same brush I was using before, but you know, harder. And black. But it is your turn. You need to provide a hint for who this character is. Don't give it away, but don't make it too hard.
I'm afraid the immediate hint
2425
comes to me
said,
on the easier
I
side.
don't remember Magma having a aliasing brush.
This character is from... This character is from a cel-shaded skating game.
I'm so surprised to hear that. Definitely not like your favorite game of all time or anything. Okay.
Definitely not. Low.
But, okay, so, against my better judgment, I am using the sketch brush for my lines. I need it to be way darker. How do I do that? I don't know how. Wait. Oh, that totally did it! Excellent. I guess this is going to be, I don't know, stylized. We're going to pretend it's stylized because I am just hating all the pixels of trying to use the other brush. So a cel-shaded skating game. I wonder if the viewers could figure out who that is. I'm pretty sure I know what the game is. I'm pretty sure
I also wonder.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure I knew what the game is. I'm pretty sure I knew what the game was like a week ago, but I don't know any characters from this game, so I will be completely unable to guess
Talking,
who this character is.
you're talking real smug.
I mean, I know what the game is called. I don't know any of the characters' names, so everyone else is gonna have to figure it out, and I'm not gonna drop what the game is called.
So you don't know who it is.
I don't know who it is, I just
Hmm.
know what the game's called.
We'll see.
Uh-huh.
To see. Did you
I
see
have a
Andor?
suspicious feeling.
Did I see Endor? Or Andor? No, I did not.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to reference a meme, but then I'm just not going to bother them.
It's fine, it's fine. Let's see here.
Cool show. Compelling television.
Ah, this brush isn't working well either. Okay. Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Let's pretend everything's not on fire. And it's fine. Alright.
Coco4 Coco Pig said, can he gives the next hint?
The next hint? You want the next hint already? Let's see here. So far the hints are that the one David is drawing, the like bird creature thing, is was once an artist, a controversial artist who may have upset the wrong people.
Or at least ask David if said character is in this side game.
Uh-oh, better.
I'm pretty confident that the character Snooze is drawing is from Jet Set Radio.
Oh, dang. Coco for Coco Pix is making some pretty bold predictions in the chat.
Feraligator 2425 said, same.
That they are.
I'm looking.
Oh,
Retro
man.
Addy said, hey.
Hey, Retro Addy. Hope you're doing well. As you can see, I am doing a collaboration with artist David Harper today. David Harper is an animator on YouTube. He has a long-lasting, successful, and very impressive series called Robin Goblin. It is an interactive Dungeons & Dragons tale. You should heckin' check it out. Let me see if I could find the link again. Dang it, I should have gotten some timer bots set up in advance that could just go on about it, but I forgot.
3 de squares go hard.
I found a mummy character LOL.
Oh man, it's a race against time to see who gets this character right.
Should I just say it?
Well, it's up to you if you want the 5 minutes. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Hopefully that didn't cause any problems.
I'll give the 5 minutes if I'm right.
Okay, okay, but who are you gonna give the 5 minutes to?
To someone else.
Oh dang, someone else? That's very specific.
So, David.
Definitively guessing. Do you want... If somebody guesses it,
Is the
like, they're
character
supposed to wait
Snoots
until the
drawing Coop
end
from Jet
to
Set
say
Radio?
yeah or no?
No, if they guess right, or well, if they guess it, then yeah, we reveal who it is. And reveal that they were correct and get them the and give them their 5 minutes. Well, I mean, write down that they're going to get 5 minutes. You know what I mean. But yes, so is Cube from Jet Set Radio correct?
It's not.
Cube from Jet Set Radio is not correct?
It is a decent guess.
Dang. Thought for sure that would be right.
Was that your guess?
No, that's Coco's guess. I'm not sure the TTS is caught up, though, because, I'm talking a bunch, and the voice gate isn't letting it play.
One more minute, was that what you were thinking?
I don't know any of the names from... Oh, yes, that is the game that I knew this was from. I'm like, this is obviously a Jet Set Radio character, but I don't know any of the Jet Set Radio characters' names.
For Kakapik Sade. Dang.
So I can't possibly guess it.
Feraligator2425 said, Cube has black hair though.
I haven't drawn... Oh, that's right, because the description said blonde.
Have played Jet Set Radio Future.
Most
and
I can say.
I like it very much.
Heck yeah.
In fact, it was one of the first video... It might be the first video game that I really resonated with.
Before.
So I think I was just a little too early to really be into the stuff that I was given first. Because I had a Nintendo at some point, but I didn't really click with it. So these days, yeah, I could.
See?
But I was at a friend's place, and he was like, I have this demo disc. Or I think he actually had Jet Set Radio Future as, a game. And I was like, this is really cool. I really like this.
Heck yeah.
This is rad. Kind of a bummer, because oftentimes when I see people refer to Jet Set Radio, they're referring to the first one. I'm like, no, my first one was the second one. They're like, yeah, Jet Set Radio fans, stand up, and it's the first one. And I'm like, you. I mean, I'm sure it's good. In fact, I shouldn't say I'm sure, because I've played the first one, I just haven't beaten it.
Dang. Dropping lots of hints for people. I have a feeling that some of the people in chat didn't even know there was a second one. The race is back on. The answer was not Cube, so it's got to be someone else. I'm really curious how close and how far. I'm really curious how close I'm going to be in some aspects, and I know some others are going to be very far. But, I'm kind of hopeful on some of them. Huh?
Such is the nature of things.
Yeah. I know some of them are going to be far, but there's some that I'm actually hoping are kind of close.
Feraligator2425 said, I had a feeling JSR had more than one game.
Alright, let me zoom out.
We'll certainly have to see.
Let's take a look at yours while I'm not drawing. Wow, that is... Look at that. Hold on, I gotta... Sorry, I had to sneeze. Look at that ornamentation. That is so much detail in such a small amount of space. Absolutely incredible work, as always. Well, yeah, it sounds like you're not the only one, because Coco for Coco Pix is saying that they played Jet Set Radio Future as well.
Aw. For once, there's someone else that's like, yeah, I played it. And I'm like, yay, cool.
Heck yeah.
Coco for Cocopic said, the only other JS, a character I remember,
Man.
with blonde hair.
Boogie is cool.
Boogie.
I remember. being in my playthrough and trying to get her. Because the character Boogie from Jet Set Radio Future, like, appears somewhere in, like, on, like, one of the maps, and you have to, like, you're on a timer to, like, skate up to her before she just leaves. You get to try again if you, like, leave and come back. But I remember I have memories of initially being there and trying to get in there, and then eventually getting up to her fast enough. I was like, yeah, you're cool.
Heck yeah, you got a Boogie to unlock Boogie, it would seem. So, Coco for Coco Picks, is Boogie an official guess of yours, or are you just saying that she's pretty cool? Not that you're limited on guesses or anything, I just want to make sure.
Coco for Cocopic said she doesn't have a collar though.
Okay, so she doesn't have a collar, so I guess it can't be her, and that's not your guess then. I guess we'll keep guessing then.
Unless you guess. Then you'll have guessed.
My only other guess would be Jazz.
Feral Ligator
Okay.
2425 said, the character is clad in blue though.
Okay, we have one official guess, and that guess is Jazz. Is that correct, David?
I love Jazz. Jazz is not correct.
Dang.
Batius has white hair.
She's my favorite.
But not everything
and
is
you are
correct.
correct. Jazz, I do believe Jazz does wear blue lipstick, so it's definitely not a bad guess.
Jazz has blue lipstick.
She's my favorite character from, well, might have been my favorite character from Jet Set Radio Future. I think so. Cube is pretty cool, but I think Jazz, yeah, I think saying Jazz
She's
is my
not
favorite
blonde.
would be accurate.
And wears a neck scarf.
That's true. Jazz has white hair, and she's got that checkered scarf.
Instead of this collar with
And
a zipper on it, you'd think a collar with a zipper
Yes.
on it would be a fairly unique attribute that no other characters would have. I mean, I say that having no idea who it is.
Sometimes I wonder if I've played Jet Set Radio Future for the last time.
Yeah, that's always super sad to think about. Like, there's so many games where it's like, we played this game for the last time and we didn't know.
There's a Jet Set Radio sequel that's supposedly coming. Well, it got announced, which to me doesn't mean too much.
Fair enough.
But I saw it and I was like, oh, now? I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of weirdly late nostalgia-baited sequels. I mean, like, we had Ghostbusters reboot, like multiple Ghostbusters reboots. And we had that Dumb and Dumber movie like 5 or 10 years ago. That was like 10 years after the initial one came out. And there was also the Bill and Ted movie.
Stream
People
Element
might have
said,
actually wanted
hey,
that one at
did
least.
you know that you can get way more draw time by subscribing on KO-Fi?
Yeah,
Basic
I
Bookers,
mean,
$5 gets you 30 minutes of draw time per week. Double Doodles, $10 gets you 70 minutes of draw time per week. Super Snooters, $25 gets you 200 minutes of draw time per week.
okay, I'm letting the TTS catch up.
Feral Ligator 2425 said, Noise Tanks looks like a whole JoJo stand OMG.
Like for Alligator's comment about the
Coco
noise
4 Coco
tanks.
Pig said, wait.
Man. I was affectionate to those guys.
Are they even from
And
JSR?
I am wondering, do you want us to answer questions about the characters?
Only when it's time for hints. So let me see here.
Okay.
I think it's time for another hint. We're about at like 1 hour and 50 minutes in the stream. And I'm going to leave this to the chat. You all decide amongst yourselves what you want us to answer about the character.
At least Coco Pix has asked a question.
I know.
But,
I'm going to give other people a chance to discuss if they want that to be the hint. Choose wisely.
Haka for Kakapik Sade, because my other guess would be Bell from Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Because my other guess would be Bell from Bomb Robot. An other would one.
And we have a glitching TTS again. That is fantastic, and this is why I don't use that monster service very often. Anyway, we have an official guess in the chat. David, is Bell from Bomb Rush Cyberpunk the correct answer?
No one would guess it, but you see.
Feraligator 2425 said, the heavy smoker TDS.
For real, for real. Sorry, what'd you say, David?
It is. I was so confident that no one would guess. But Coco for Coco Pix has correctly guessed that it is Bell from Bomb Rush
Stony
Cyberpunk.
Gazer said,
No
the
way!
spiritual successor to Jet Set Radio
Shadow.
Future.
No way! They actually got it right! Heck yeah, you hear that? We have a winner!
So confident.
I was very confident
We got
weeks ago that it would be
some real
Jet Set
pro
Radio.
gamers. We got some real pro gamers in the chat.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Okay, okay, let me put that announcement in the channel.
Lame.
Character to guess.
Low. At Stony
Well, then
Gazer, no
you're
way.
awesome. Coco for Coco Pix. I only have it through Steam. You're the true
Shadow
you're the
Beast
true
Mountain.
fan here. I loved
Coco
it.
4
I
Coco
thought
Pig
it was
said,
great.
Brah,
Yeah.
I have both JSR and BRC on disc.
Honestly, my biggest hope was
Y Head Cell Shade
people going,
Skate
oh,
again.
well, I haven't heard of Bomber Cyberpunk, so is it Jet Set Radio? It's like, no.
Okay, it
And no, it
was...
was Ideor.
Well, that'll do it.
Bell from Bomber Cyberpunk. Okay,
Just
it was...
had to pop in game and look at everyone.
Feraligator 2425 said, doesn't mean you hate JSR though, David.
It's true. I do like it. I like Jet Set Radio Future a lot. I like Jet Set Radio. I like the whole thing. I held back before because I didn't want to make it too obvious. But when I saw that they had announced like a sequel to Jet Set Radio Future, I was like, oh, after Bomb Rush Cyberpunk totally nails it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it, but come on.
For real, for real.
So what I'd really like is for someone to announce not a traditional remake of Jade Empire, but we're gonna take Jade Empire and we're gonna expand it and like put stuff back in that was obviously cut for time.
Though if I wasn't in
If
a
we're just
L40
going
mood,
around
I'd think the
remaking
creature you are
things.
drawing was a witch from Left 4 Dead.
Whoa, now that you mention it, it does kind of look like the witch. That's not the correct answer, but I totally see where you're coming from.
At least if the clothes weren't so
The
crazy.
design of the game is kind of blocky, like earlier Kingdom Hearts. So when you mentioned like Sora vibes, drawing my thing, I was like, I feel that.
Okay, I'm looking at her now. I don't care. Let's see here.
What? It's not true. I'm not looking at anybody. Fine, go ahead. Do as you wish.
Well, they haven't guessed what yours is yet. We'll show what yours looks like. Did someone make her in Soul Calibur? Someone made her in Soul Calibur. Of course they did. Okay, I was right on a couple of these things. It's completely wrong on the backpack. What the heck? Why can't I get a good picture of this character?
On everything.
LMAOL.
Shrug as I'm like, I did my best.
Soul Calibur was the spore of fighting games.
That's a bad layer to put that on. Let me go ahead and open this image in new tab. And then I can just bring the tab over here. Did that work? Okay. So this is what she actually looks like. And I think I got pretty close on several of the features. I think I had no idea what I was doing with the zipper. What's the deal with the lock and the zipper thing on her collar that you were talking about?
I think the joke is she has retractable skates or whatever.
There, or did I just describe them poorly?
I don't see any lock or zipper on her collar.
I'll look at it again at some point. We'll see.
Okay. I also interpreted the hair very differently. Alright, so that was that. But remember, there's a whole nother character. If you guess this character correctly, you can still earn 5 minutes to your request on Friday. So if you can figure this character out, be sure to put your guesses in the chat. Let me update this on Discord and make sure that everyone knows that.
Coca for Cacopic Sade. Remainder that I'm giving away my 5 minutes to someone else.
Okay, that sounds good. Let me know who you end up giving the 5 minutes to.
RetroAddy said, is it the harpy enemy from Terraria?
It is not the harpy enemy from Terraria. Good guess, though. I definitely want to see what the harpy enemy from Terraria looks like real quick. Let me take a look. Oh, no, that's not... Nope, not her. Okay, so I do need to give everyone another hint since people haven't guessed mine yet. Let's see here. I think... Okay, we're having guessing games with guessing games. You could also, use the wheel spinner, maybe. Coco, if you would like, I could use the raffle command. I could turn on and then use the raffle command, but it's up to you. Anyway, so the hint for this character, I think the hint I need to give for this character is that David's initial suspicion that this character was from a horror game franchise is absolutely correct. She is absolutely from a horror game, but she is only from this horror game. She is not in any other horror games. I hope that helps. We'll give another hint in about 15 minutes.
From above.
Yes. All right. Horror franchise.
The
Horror
first person to
franchise.
guess my favorite
not
anime character gets the 5 minutes I won.
not Dark Souls. Yeah.
Leaning more towards that, quite honestly.
So, what's driving me crazy,
Franchise that has
like,
real people, huh?
I have to show you something. Hold on. I think it's... Okay, let me see if I can find this. A good picture of her.
True, but
Link in new tab. No, I don't want to open the link in new tab. I want to open image in new tab.
I want there to be an extra challenge.
Retro Addy said,
Makes sense, makes
shot
sense.
in the dark but Mother Miranda from Resident Evil Village?
Mother Miranda from Resident Evil Village. Let me see what she looks like. Images. Is this tall, mommy? Let's see here. Mother Miranda. Resident Evil. No, it's not. Wow. This lady is very scary and has a lot of similarities with this character. Wow. That is a really good guess. It's not the right character, but she actually has, like, so much in common with this character. That is a really good guess. Alright, so this is, what I'm showing on screen right now is Weaponsmith Ornifex, and I can't help but feel like this is absolutely a Dark Souls character, and I can't help but feel like the way David interpreted the character I gave him ended up looking a lot like Weaponsmith Ornifex from Dark Souls 2. And then he kept saying, oh, I think it's probably going to be a Dark Souls character. And I'm just like, so close. I was absolutely considering Ornifex. Like, I actually spent a lot of time considering maybe I should go with Ornifex instead. But...
Another place. I've been correct. Unfortunately, this
Zonstony
isn't
Gazer said, at Coco 4 Coco Pix Jotaro Kyujo. Farrelligator 2425 said, was the game a Pixel Y game?
If you all would like, I could answer that as the hint in about 13 minutes. But first things first, we have to run an ad. I'll see everyone in like 60 seconds after this ad is done. Be right back. Okay, I don't need this open. I do need this open. I don't need this open. Okay.
Coco for Cocopic said at Zonstenegas are incorrect.
Oka. It's a simple yes or no anyways.
Well, if you have a question that you think will get you very close to who the character is, then in 12 minutes we can use that as the hint, and I will answer the question as y'all's hint. Otherwise, I think for the hint, I am going to describe the character's superpowers. Or supernatural powers, I guess.
Farrelligator 2425 said, that'll be fair, because I did a tiny bit of searching on a incognito tab.
Do you have Netflix?
I got rid of my Netflix a long time ago because they had that ad tier thing, and the whole world was like, fluff this ad tier thing. Netflix is garbage. We're gonna boycott Netflix. We're all canceling it right now. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Fluff Netflix. We're gonna cancel it right now. So I went out and canceled my Netflix and then, like, watched the news the next week and found out no one else canceled their Netflix. It was just me.
If you agreed with it in principle, then good. Otherwise, definitely don't do stuff just because other people say that you should.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not just that. It's like I wasn't gonna pay what, like 20 fluffing bucks for the same service that I'd been paying. Like, it was already so dang expensive as it was. I think it was like 14 bucks when I canceled it. And that was like the bottom tier service. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're going to make the $14 one have ads. And you're going to have to pay like $20 to get the service you've been getting this entire time. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Fine by my mom because she still watches TV. So like Netflix with ads, okay, she watches ads already.
Yeah.
I don't pay for the Netflix myself. I was mainly asking, though I suppose I could also ask if you have general access, if not necessarily Netflix, because I was going to mention that I heard a bunch of people talking. I saw a bunch about K-pop Demon Hunters, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is pretty good. That's
Oh yeah.
basically my preamble to doing so.
My girlfriend wants to watch it with me, so in the near future, I'm going to have to watch it with her. It is legally required as part of my girlfriend duties to watch it with her. But we're just going to use a less reliable, a less reputable site than Netflix. I mean, God, I say that, but like all the scandals Netflix has gone through, it's like, okay, are pirate streaming sites really less reputable at this point?
Legality, which is the only thing I thought like you were referring to.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Stuff in general, but that's just like a natural state of existence for
Some Stony
companies.
Gazer said, everything used to be on Netflix.
We're all doing a ton
Now
of terrible
everything's everywhere
things,
all at
and
once.
it's just how much you care about whatever you heard. Dude, actually, that really bothers me. How everything is super spread out.
Feraligator2425 said,
Stone Gazer
it's
was
spread far
mentioning
and
everything
wide
used to
like,
be on
please.
YouTube, or everything used to be on Netflix, and now it's everywhere else. And I'm like, I super feel that. I complained. I think you even saw my complaint on Threads, which is where I post things that I don't necessarily want people to see, but want the sensation of posting, which is why they will be more complaining and emotional than my Blue Sky posts, which are not that. But like, I've complained on Threads at least once about how awesome when I want to see something, I have to Google where it is, and then sometimes even when I Google, it's like, hey, it's nowhere. Like, in the post, I was like, I want to watch Ghost Dog because I've heard that it's cool, and the internet was like, no, actually. I was like, it's nowhere. You're telling me it's nowhere? It's like, yeah, it's nowhere.
Wait.
Get out of here.
You're telling me you've never seen Ghost Dog?
I mean, I have now, because by some stroke of luck, the Onyx Theater around here was like, we're re-showing old movies, and one of them is Ghost Dog. And I was like, finally, what the internet could not do for me. I mean, I'm sure I could have found it somewhere, but, you know.
I mean, yeah, to be
I
fair,
had not.
our hometown is kind of magical like that, but, yeah, like, joking aside, I could have sworn you and I were, like, talking about that movie when I used to live there. That's crazy. I could have sworn you watched it.
Probably thinking of one of our mutual friends, because our mutual friends have referenced it. They have seen it. I had not.
Coco4 Coco Pig said, Ghost Dog makes me think of that one dog
Reasonable.
that just
That would literally be a ghost dog.
No, Ghost Dog is about a modern day samurai.
Dino Lover 42 just redeemed Hail Hydrate. For 5 points.
We have a hydrate. All right, we are 5 minutes away from the next hint. Have you all considered what you want to ask for the next hint in about 5 minutes? And furthermore, in about 5 minutes, I'll be zooming back over to the other side of the canvas where David is still working. Diligently working.
Might even run out of time at this rate. We'll see.
Coco4 CocoPix said, I'll also give a hint for my favorite anime character.
Feraligator 2425 said, at Coco 4 Coco Pix you're thinking of Zero, Coco.
Kakaforka Kopik said, Fear Legator 2425 at the dog's name, but if I just said it, peeps might not know who I'm talking about.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Feraligator 2425 said, ah day, I'm sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Okay. So, since you don't know who this character is, what are your thoughts on, what are your guesses if you were if you saw this character and had to write her backstory, what are your guesses on who this character is?
We'll say something funny I figured out. JSR has a French bulldog character.
Or are you asking somebody in chat?
You.
Okay. Well, it's a real person their visage is battle damaged. We already know that it's some artist from an earlier historic time, so I'm going to assume that they made some sort of controversial piece of art. Because stories usually draw on this, I bet the piece of art was offensive to the church wherever they're from, because that's usually how it goes. And they were probably ritualistically killed, which is why the missing hands. Actually, maybe they were also. How many historic artists are also like magicians? I don't think very many. But maybe they added that. Like they were also secretly magical and through. No, definitely not. Some kind of curse. Some kind of curse. She died, and there's some kind of curse that No. No. A mob got together.
Ooh.
That's probably where the battle damage from the outfit is from. So, it's an artist who made some subversive piece of art. Okay, actually no. Maybe it's coming together actually.
Oh,
Maybe,
okay.
because I'm assuming if it's a historical figure, it's someone who is innocent. But maybe it is someone who is a historical figure and also has occult ties and actually made like a cursed painting of some kind. And then the cursed painting or work of art manifested something bad or had a poor reaction on like the community that she was part of, which led to like a public riotous dragging, not literally, but like led to people getting together and like slaying her mob wise, but her occult powers or maybe the cursed powers of whatever art she made then made her like this. So instead of her
Stony Gazer
dying,
said,
she
at
got
Coco
like a
4
power
Coco
boost,
Pix
maybe in the
Tuxedo
middle
Rose.
of townspeople trying to take care of business, which is why she's like this.
Hey, we are at 16 minutes, so I'm going to give a hint or two or three, because we're getting closer to the end of the stream, probably. And we'll see if those do the trick. So, one thing I will say is that, she has a, great story about, being an artist and having a lot of controversial paintings and stuff, but it is fictional. She is a fictional character, did not actually exist in history. I don't want people, like, trying to research that. Then again, yes, I do. You absolutely should be looking up Chilean artists. But,
I thought you said that they did.
No.
I guess I misunderstood you.
No, this is a fictional character.
I see.
But, I mean, if I had to guess, I'd say she's probably based off of, like, the closest, analog I could think of would be, like, Frida Kahlo. But, let's see here. I want these eyebrows to be a little further up, but that's not the hint, that's not the hint. The hint is...
Kaka for Kakapik Sade. Kenstanagizer if you're talking about Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon. That is incorrect.
I shouldn't be doing this. I'm gonna change my eraser brush real quick. Okay.
But I know most anime, and there is no character named Tuxedo Rose.
I don't know, that kind of sounds like a parody character. Let me see here. So let me give you a little bit of a life story, I guess. When she was young, her brother was kidnapped and presumably dispatched by the cartels. And she had a lot of guilt about that. And the day it happened, there was a black raven watching her. Throughout the rest of her life, she tended to paint crows and ravens and felt them watching her until one day the same cartel, the cartel that she spent her life using her art to stand up against, went to silence her, hence all of the battle damage. But the truth is, the crows were watching her all along because there was an entity watching her whole life, preparing her to become what she became later. A certain entity watching her. That should be a very big hint.
It feels super specific to me.
I think the next hint I give will be her power, and I'll do that one in about 10 minutes.
Tuxedo Mask isn't even the main character of Sailor Moon.
And there, Dip, not a villain.
Feraligator 2425 said, most I know of a character that has both the good guy and bad guy at the same time was Xavier from Xavier Renegade Angel.
That was such a ridiculous show. I totally remember it. Am I actually done with the line layer? What the heck? I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Let's hide my sketch layers and start coloring.
Because he's a good and bad guy at the same time.
I feel like Xavier is like chaotic neutral. If he does
Coco
good,
for
it's
Coco
just a
Pig said,
coincidence.
TBH, that's more of an adult show than an actual enemy.
And enemy, that's funny. Okay, let's start grabbing these colors. I want this to be a bit less saturation. Let me grab my bucket tool. What the heck is the hotkey for this? G? Really? G is the hotkey for bucket? So dumb. So dumb. Okay, let's do all above layers. And click. Oh, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? That should have worked.
Interruptions on my
Feraligator 2425 said, SHH I know that.
Away, so
Little rest
sorry about
maybe?
that.
That didn't work. No. Sorry about the screen flashing blue on your end. Maybe if I bring the tolerance down a bunch, no? Bring it down to 1.
So apologized. I've had to like stop several times, and I may also have to step away with some other stuff that is spur of the moment happening.
Oh, that's
When
not
I say
good.
anime, I'm talking about stuff like JJK, Naruto, DBS, Bleach, etc.
I don't think it's anything
I'm
extreme.
just saying that's the
I'm
most
not
I can
sure.
think of.
Of course, you know.
Coco Ford Coco Pix said, I'll give another hint.
Feraligator 2425 said, you know what? Isn't Gornio Giovanna technically a good / bad guy?
We're gonna give it our best shot anyway.
Like in a legal sense.
Hey David, do you still have your push to talk turned on? Because I thought I heard a conversation going on in the background and I just wanted to double check.
I murmured just now,
Astrid thirdly
but I've
said,
gotten a couple phone
I'm going
calls
to
where I've
sleep.
muted
Bye, Snoot.
myself. But right now, I just murmured to myself about how I don't think I'm going to finish, but we just got to do our best.
Indeed we do. Indeed we do.
The anime has a manga, a game on Steam that has quite a bit of cover on YouTube specifically, and the anime itself involves a lot of the main character just killing peeps.
Dang, that's pretty brutal.
Early on.
I think I'm going to play an ad real quick, and I'll see everyone in 60 seconds.
Oh, man.
Okay. So the fill tool in this is kind of garbage.
Karkaforkakopic Sade. Oh, and the main character's revel literally has a single letter as their name.
Astrid Thridley said, Snoot?
Oh, good night, Astrid the Ridley. Sleep well. We're going to be resuming we're still in an ad break, so you can't hear me right now, can you? Okay, let's wait 4 more seconds. 2, 1, 0. And we are back from ad break. Just wanted to say goodnight to Astrid the Ridley real quick. And if you had a question before you had to go, please let me know.
Zon Stony Gazer said, at Coco 4 Coco Pix Light Yagamai.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I really hate this fill tool. It's kind of fluffing garbage. Garbage. Boop. Thank you for the boop. So what's up, Astrid? Let me know. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Oh, I don't like that. We're gonna go high saturation. Let's fluff it. What did I do there? What the heck?
Kenstonigas are nice, Gus, but actually incorrect.
Jim just redeemed BOOP to Snoot.
What? I
For
thought
5
for sure it'd
points.
be Light Yagami.
Feraligator 2425 said, oh. Jimbo.
Okay, I'm still not liking this yellow. I think I might have to go full saturation. Just frustrating. But like, at the same time, I feel like yellow, if it's dark at all, just looks super dirty. Which, don't get me wrong, it has its uses.
The Anum does have quite a
But
few
not
Death
here.
Note references, though.
Jim said, morning Feraligator.
I feel that.
Jim said, I hope the storm post y'all without any issue at Feraligator 2425.
I hope that as well. I never put the lines out here. Should I put them on the same layer or should I not? I don't know. Okay, let's grab this color. Go down here.
Feraligator 2425 said, at Jim it did. My thought though was I've been feeling a little bit in the dumps because of the persistent moisture.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, what is there's no hotkey for eyedropper tool? What the heck? I hate that.
And wanting to be cloudy as I'll get out.
Sure.
I have to go back to my line layer and try to fill this in. I have no idea what I'm looking at, so I might have to get my sketch layer back. Got it.
I really like when the weather ain't looking gloomy.
Fair enough, fair enough. I don't know. I'm rather fond of the rain. A bit of a pluviophile at times. Okay. Let's pick a skin tone.
Coco 4 Coco Pix add another hint for my favorite anime character. The anime itself has no English dub or sub.
You know how little that narrows it down.
I know, right?
Even the manga doesn't have a translation.
There's only English recaps.
Jim said, at Feraligator 2425 I was just happy the power didn't go out again. It has been nice having power all day Agent LOL. Feraligator 2425 said, I'm sure 90% of anime ain't dubbed or subbed because nobody out here is aware of its existence for a translation.
That's not true. Anime is very profitable out here. I dare say it has gone mainstream.
Yeah, anime's been mainstream for quite some time.
Yeah. All right, it is time for the next hint. So I'm going to go over to David's drawing. So y'all can look at it for inspiration. So the character's powers, the ink that's coming out of her arms, that weapon, it can hit people and cause them to be wounded. And if it hits them a second time, they are downed and on the ground and having to crawl around. Very sharp. It's made out of an inky looking paint. Let's see here. She also can summon giant ravens made out of paint. And these, like, ravens will, like, sit there until she presses the shoot button. And then those ravens will just go flying across the map. And if they hit anyone, the person they hit is going to be surrounded in a whole bunch of crows that will absolutely pester them and attack them and prevent them from doing anything to stop her and do all sorts of bad, terrible effects. Those are her powers, as far as I know. Oh, right. And if the ravens fly past, the big giant, I think they're called dire birds, fly past anyone, then she will get a supernatural sense that someone is there and her dire bird is flying past it. This looks so nice, by the way. It is such a, like, expressive pose, and you're detailing with, like, you're doing line work, and yet there's so much detailing here, and it is just so amazing. Thank you so much for coming on here today and showing us your detailing, just by the way. Just by the way, this is absolutely amazing, and it is always a treat to have you on here.
So we are out of time then?
Oh, no. I just thought I'd say
Coco
that
for
now.
Coco
We
Pix
have...
Snoots is right.
We have about 25 minutes left going with our original timeline, but if that needs to be... we're going to go on an ad break real quick. I'll see everyone in a little bit. microphone is back. All right, everyone, we're back. Sorry about that ad. But yes, now that I have described the powers of that character, of that bird character, of that artistic bird character that David is drawing, do we have any guesses? That neck is not right, but oh well. Anyway, so David, tell us, do you have any big plans in store for the Robin Goblin series?
Maybe not. Got an exciting answer, but not really.
Not really. Just
Gonna keep.
to be fair, it isn't.
Well, okay. I do have some plans in that I may be stopping for a bit. I'm still thinking about whether or not I will.
So like a hiatus or a longer kind of thing?
Hiatus, unless it turns into a longer thing.
Okay,
Been doing
okay.
it for a bit. I recently got to the point where I am officially like working on, like doing production on the next episode of Treasure Takers, and I'd kind of like to focus on that. I intended to do both if I could. I recently started wondering if I actually can do both. And not that I don't love the people who check out my Robin Goblin shorts to death, but Treasure Takers is something I've been working much longer on. If it comes to a choice between the two, I'm picking Treasure Takers.
That's sad to hear. That's sad to hear. Couldn't you just scale back on Robin Goblin and maybe do once a week?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it, so I could do that, yeah.
Yeah, and that way at the end of some of the Robin Goblin episodes, you could also plug Treasure Takers. I mean, I suppose it's rather boring to talk about advertising strategies on Twitch, but still. So, speaking of more entertaining things, how about Treasure Takers? Do you have plans with that?
Yeah, I totally do.
Yeah, you
Though the
should,
plans are more episodes, you know.
of course, you
I've
should tell
recently
us
been.
about that.
Well, the thing that's been most on my mind recently is changing how I am going to do it. I may, instead of fully animating it, may go to a more polished animatic style for most of it. Maybe just everything that's not action scenes, maybe everything that's not like the final episode of a given adventure or season. Um, I really hate to retreat from anything like that, so I wouldn't. I don't want to do it, but at the same time, I don't know. I've just been really thinking about how, with how short the episodes are, how vital it is that they come out regularly. And right now with Treasure Takers, they certainly do not. I don't think any. I think that if it's something longer, that's like the coolest guys on the internet, Hunter the Parenting, their episodes are like half an hour. So, I'll wait a long time for that. Who exactly is waiting a long time for a like 2-minute episode or something? Not nearly as many people. And I'm
Yeah.
not even sure if downscaling like that would make it significantly faster. Like the last episode took me 4 months to make, and I can't imagine it doing much better than like halving that. And 2 months is still quite a lot. Yeah.
But, the thing is, if you did a half animatic style and it ended up looking bad, then you'd still be like halfway done animating it, you know? So I feel like it's something that you don't have to worry about making a decision on for quite a long time, you know? Until you're already done with at least one of them.
I mean, maybe. Let's see. I already do stuff that's kind of like that. So, while it, to me, feels like a pretty big compromise, I've already dabbled in it a little bit. Like a tiny bit. This would be more going all in on it, which I have concerns about. One of which being, you gotta be careful how much you scale back on something, because if you lose the essence of the project, then why are we even doing this then? You know?
What would you say is the essence of the Treasure Takers project?
Well, is there a magic wand tool of some kind?
No, I am so mad that there's not a magic wand tool. That was one of the first things I asked, and I am so mad it's not in here.
It's unfortunate.
They don't have it in draw pile
Anyway.
either, so, you know, that's not even one of those things that, like, I could go to the other program for, you know?
Foolishness.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, when thinking about treasure takers, have these unnegotiable pillars that I call like the essence. And one of them was it being fully animated. I don't want it to be like the millions of other things out there that aren't animated and are like animatic stuff and whatever. Even though I have also seen some stuff that's like that I like. Otherwise, I wouldn't consider semi-converting to that kind of stuff in the first place. Just a moment.
Oh, I forgot to turn the TTS back on. There we go. It should be working again.
I actually said who it was in a past snooter stream.
And now I'm back.
In fact,
Welcome
I
back.
requested them at one point.
But obviously, I like that kind of stuff if I'm
But I
willing to
can only guess
consider
it's your
converting
funky
to
fun
it.
guy.
But at the same time, I'd hate for it to look like so many other things. And one of my initial
And
irritations
second
was,
place
hey,
is the
the
angelic
specific
dragon.
thing I want, sometimes it barely exists in like forms that aren't animated.
I won't
want it
take
to
a
be animated,
description.
you know? Another pillar is that it has to be treasure centric and about treasure hunting. It needs to be money driven because I really like that for multiple reasons. And
You gotta give me
the
the
third
OC's
pillar
name.
that I am
Whack.
fixated on has gotta be
Feral Ligator
room by room
2425 said,
dungeon
but I
crawling.
ain't searching a
Most
billion
stuff,
places for the
when they
name,
do dungeon
yes,
crawling
of your
things,
guys
they
and
skip
gals
over
loudly
most of
crying face.
that. They only do like the broad strokes. And I am a weirdo who is like, but I think it'd be really cool
Coco
to
for Coco
watch
Pick said,
the
no extra
characters
time
sitting
for you
around
then.
and healing each other
You
and then
don't have to be
talking
that way.
logistics about tackling the next room. It's like, no. Who wants that? I want that. It's gotta be in there, man. It's gotta be.
Seems very slice of life, but wouldn't the plot, I don't know, develop into more serious topics than just money?
Well, money is actually a very deep and serious topic in and of itself. I
Okay.
want it to be money driven because I like that and I like the more grounded aspect of it. But because it's me and I have something to say, um, it is heavier. Because the story is not just about we're treasure hunting for money, but we're treasure hunting because the different party members have either dreams that they want to pursue or debts they need to pay back or both. And guess what? You need money for that.
That's
In
fair.
addition to the fact that money is an obstacle, just like in life. Like you think, and of course, this is the only evidence that my series might be a hit, because usually when you get like cool hit stuff, there are always people who go like really in depth on things, and when characters find treasure and get it, you just think, oh yeah, awesome. Like we got treasure, now we just sail off into the sunset. And like, no, man, no. Money is not only an obstacle, but a hazard. You need money to do something in the first place. You need enough money from what you did in the first place to actually like advance and move forward. And one of the major aspects of the story is every time they come away with money, but not enough to cover what it took to get them there. There are all kinds of things that are outside your control, but money doesn't care about what's outside of your control.
Hey.
If you feel me.
I mean, I feel you because I live in the modern world and, you know, late stage
Yeah.
capitalism and all of that. But
Yeah.
it's kind of taking a relatable reality that we all have to deal with and putting it in a fantastical setting.
Yeah, more or less. Though there are things that are not strictly money speaking that are also going to be tackled in the series if I have any say in the matter. Exactly when is it too late to pursue dreams from your youth? And what does the answer mean, yes or no? As well as how this is more money focused, but another thing that will come up, again, if I have my way, is the fact that oftentimes you think you get money. If you get a hold of a bunch of money, that's the end of your problems. And in fact, one of the characters thinks that they can kind of escape from not just the world, but the politics of the world if he just has a bunch of money and just sails off. And he is going to find out that the more money you have, the more interested politics are in you. You know, the more interested they are in you and what you're doing. It's going to be kind of a time delay. Oh, I thought I was out, but having a bunch of money now means I'm a bigger target than ever for people of influence, just not on the same level I used to be. Wow, that's terrible.
Huh, I wonder which character that could be. Can't
Mm,
imagine, but I'm sure he'll find out.
boy, will he. There's stuff in there. There's like any personal project, there's a ton of stuff in there that I think is interesting, and I think that people will find interesting if I can get it out and in front of people.
I agree. I feel like it would definitely, I feel like people would definitely connect with it, considering the realities that most of us have to live with and whatnot,
Mm.
for sure. But I also feel like that question of when is it too late to pursue a childhood dream is like kind of a super relevant question to the entire project because, you know, here you are making your own TV show
Mm.
basically, and it's like I can't help but feel like the whole time you're going to have to be asking yourself that question as well.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Yeah. I mean, to an
There,
extent, I feel like I've left behind a lot of my childhood dream goals or whatever, but only because I like updated them, if that makes sense. Like, you know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be the next, like, Bill Watterson, you know, and do newspaper comics and whatnot.
oh,
But, you know, and then I discovered webcomics.
mm. Oh,
Your microphone's on.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Just letting you know.
I appreciate that. I wasn't thinking about that at all. I was about to say that, yeah, that makes sense. Like when you, I mean, naturally your goals are going to change as you get older. But the thing, that I think about, now I'm going to switch to push talk. The thing that haunts me at night is the question, is it too late to accomplish like what you want to accomplish after a certain point? Because you see plenty of people trying to be encouraging and go, it's never too late. But is it? Is that really true? Is the trauma that I had witnessing Oikawa's emergence into the digital world all there is to the answer of this question? Or is the answer more hopeful than that? We will see.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same because,
God, it traumatized me so bad. It haunts me.
real for real.
But go ahead.
Oikawa, wait, was that? Hold up, was that the dude from the end of Adventures 2?
Yeah.
I actually know what you're talking about because I watched that like just last year.
Crazy.
Yeah, real. Now, like, because, big shocker to everyone here, I'm not actually that young. And, a uh, friend of ours passed away, like, a few months ago. And, like, he was a streamer just like us. And, like, I'm just looking at all the things he was working on. Like, he was working on, like, a 3D model for, my partner. And, like, he was working on all these things and developing his art, getting back into streaming. And then suddenly he's gone. And it's like, I mean, he knew he was dying for quite a while. But, like, that's the thing. None of us know when it's going to happen for us. And it just got me thinking, like, he was just like us. We're not invincible. Any of us could die any second. Is this really what I want to do with my life if I was going to die in, like, as much time as he had, Because he knew it was coming. And I'm just like, and that's the thing. I could be dead in, like, the same amount of time, just hit by a car, struck by lightning or something. And it's like, just every single day I'm thinking, is this what I should be doing? And so I also think, so there's also the realism, tempering things of like, at my age, should I really be attempting to get into an art career? And the answer is obviously no. No, you should not. Absolutely not. You're competing with people who've been training their brains out since they were teenagers. There's no possible way you could ever catch up to them, even if you go as fast as you can and work as hard as you can. But, like, I don't know. This is after our friend died, like, I'm like, this is all we get. So I can't stop myself from at least running towards it as fast as I can every day and just seeing how far I can get, Because I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if there's some end goal I'm going to reach before I run out of time. I just have to see how close I can get. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
I don't worry about catching up to anybody because I never will. I'm just kind of not good, but I'm just gonna do what I can with what I got and just gonna forge ahead. But like, I want treasure takers, and I couldn't stop working on treasure takers even if I tried, because I did try once, and it's like, nope, you just can't. It's super my dark tower, so that's just the way it's gonna swing
Just a
for me.
moment. Just a moment. Thank you to Coco for Coco Picks for giving the 5 minutes to Gatter. And thank you to Gatter for doing your best at the guessing game. Much appreciated. I hope you all are having fun there. And keep in mind, you can still guess the name of the character that David is drawing. The next hint I'm going to... We have 3 minutes left. We have 3 minutes left. Okay, so you have 1 chance left. You have 3 minutes left to guess the character that David is drawing. Your last hint is that David has actually said this character's name several times during this stream. And didn't note it.
Impossible.
Well, to be fair, in the game she's in, the characters go by monikers. Obviously, she has, like, a human name that she was born with, but, you know, once they become what they become, they have monikers. And David has said her moniker multiple times. All right, back to what we were talking about. I'm sorry, were you about to say something? Got a bit distracted.
I think so, but it's fine. I don't know. Now you've weirded me out. Like, how could that possibly be true?
Uh-huh.
I'm suspecting that you have played very dirty with meanings and things. You're like, see? I was like, oh, fine. If that's how you have to win.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll up a bit because I missed a lot of this. And make sure that no one, like, guessed it and I missed it. Hey, if anyone guessed the character that David's drawing and I missed it, please let me know. All right. Wow, that looks amazing. It's turned out so gorgeous and I love it.
Thanks.
By the way, I can absolutely send you the file afterwards if you want to do more rendering before uploading it to your galleries or medias or portfolios or whatever if you are so inclined to do so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Actually, I'll just tell you how to do that. You go to... is it this button? No, it's not that button. It's this button. File export as PSD, and I'm pretty sure you should be able to open PSD files, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you could still edit it. Of course, if you just want to export it as a PNG, that's an option too. But I imagine you probably want your layers. All right, and we are at 3 minutes. We are out of time. Let's take a look at the final spot we ended on. I set the goal of getting my line work done this time, and I met that goal. I was really close to getting the flat colors done. I'm really disappointed that I didn't. Was so close.
Same.
Yeah, for real, for real. We got super close and we have this super expressive drawing over here. We'll have to work on the renders later, and I guess we'll try uploading them when we are done. We can probably, I'm thinking since we're gonna have to work on them separately, we'll just upload them separately. Because, like, in the past one, we had, like, a single unified background or something, but, like, I don't think we're gonna do that this time. All right, Do you have any other things you would like to tell us about your various projects before we raid out today?
New new episode of Treasure Takers should be coming in November. There's like a November date. It's when I posted the first one. I always try to hit that normally. Next episode of the Robin Goblin shorts is going to be out this Wednesday. So, anywhere where it's located, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, you can make a vote in the comments about the scenario that happened today, Monday, and maybe the option you vote for will be the one that we get. That's pretty much it.
For sure, for sure. Let me go ahead and post that link one more time. If it's alright with you, I'm gonna post directly to the episode so that they can, comment on the one that's currently active.
That's fine. Also, thanks again for having me. This is always pretty fun. Appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on. This was pretty fun again. We'll have to plan another one sometime, and maybe not like a whole other year later this time. But first, before I forget, we will have the big reveal, so no one guessed the character on time. The character was... Well, let me look up her name before she... Hold on. Okay, the character was originally Carmina Mora, but after being brought into the fog by the entity, she became the killer known as the Artist. From Dead by Daylight. Please tell me I'm not the only person who knows this character.
I don't know the character, but when you described the abilities, it did sound like some Dead by Daylight stuff. I didn't want to chip in at that point.
Yeah. I mean,
I see. So there's an artist character in Dead by Daylight that has crows? Alright.
Yeah, she painted crows, and she can, well, I mean, as you can see, her arms are made out of paint. So she can, like, create paint crows that can fly across the map and do cool stuff.
I'm not seeing an image right now.
Try refreshing the stream, because it's showing it on my side.
I mean, I'm just looking at Magma.
Oh no, it's on Twitch.
Alright. I see.
You can't really see, like, the bird postures she does while she's, you know, chasing people and stuff in this pose, but rest assured she does, like, a bunch of them. Let me... Oh, here's a dire crow. I'm absolutely gonna show you all this. Here's here's her summoning a dire crow like I described. But yeah, very interesting and fun collaboration. Surprise everyone, it was Dead by Daylight. The person who plays Dead by Daylight all the time chose a Dead by Daylight character.
Oh, do you?
Huh? Oh yeah, I totally play Dead by Daylight a lot, and I talk about it a lot on stream. Like every time someone comes onto stream talking about Dead by Daylight, there's always like some super controversial topic like that we all want to talk about because we're always upset at that game. We love that game and we hate that game. That's just how it is. It's just that kind of toxic game relationship. But real quick, I have to thank Plush Draco VT for subscribing again. They've subscribed for 10 months now. They have been subscribing for such a long time and my longest supporter. Let me go ahead and give you a shout out. We're actually about to raid out Plush Draco VT. But thank you for stopping by. As you can see, we are... Yeah, we did a collaboration episode today. No, the crows are made of ink. I thought they were made out of paint. Because isn't she a painter?
I mean, eh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if they're made out of paint or ink. I'll have to look that up some other time. But yes, thank you so much for stopping in, Plush Draco. Let me see here. Right, so the other killers I was thinking of would be like Dredge, but I'm just like... I feel like Dredge isn't going to be like nearly as terrifying if he's not like, I don't know, painted or something, but I don't know. Dredge feels more like a prank than a real character to suggest. Maybe I'll do it someday, but we'll see.
Oh.
But yes, thank you for stopping in today. Let's try to find someone to raid to. And yes, you are correct, Jim. That is exactly what happened to Carmina Mora. Raid. Let's see here. Following. We got Taiga. That's a good choice. Michi Myers is a good choice. Pixelite Skunk. Last time I raided them, they were gone. So I might go with someone else this time. Okay, Manny Cryptid is testing things. We'll go with Swamp Urana. Okay, let's go with someone I'm not following. Okay, this is a rando at the top of my list called Lil Guy. We will attempt to raid them and hope it goes well. Be sure to be polite to the new person. And thank you all for coming today. Raid starting in...
Thanks.
Raid starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone!
I don't think that's bad. It's like a